Hi guys, welcome to the React and the Laravel video tutorial, and in this video we are going to learn about what is the state and how we can submit the form in the React and call the API, and at the Laravel and we will learn how we can make a controller, router and the API. So first question is which is a theoretical also, that what is the state. So state is kind of thing, then you can know what is current state of an application. You can also say that it's a variable and where we can store the data like in JSON format. So it's typically a JSON format also. And for more information, let's understand it with the practical example. So this is my output screen, and this is my React current application. So first of all, just I'm going to make a start with the state. So just we need a constructor for that, because we define it inside the constructor. We need to define the super also, because super allow to the this. And now this dot state equal to, let's say I need an email address, which is currently blank. So the current state is the blank of email address also. And now the password is also blank for now. Okay, so let's zoom it out. Okay, so these are perfect for now. So now I'm going to make two fields to submit the data and to put the data inside the email and password field also. So let's take a one field, and this is the input field. And the type of this is text, and that's it for now. We don't need to define anything else. And take one more field with the name of password, type of password. Now you can see that the two fields are there. Then how can I take this data inside the state? For that, I have an event, the onChange. In the onChange, I can use the fat arrow function, and here I can use simply this dot set state, and inside the set state you can use like email is we have to pass the item from here to here. So just put the item here and just call it item dot target dot value. You can also call a function from here if you want to do it from the function, but to the short code I just do everything inside the here only. So now I just remove it, and we can use the password. And here I'm also going to use the password. So now let's how we can check that they are saved, stored or not. For that I'm going to make a button here, and inside the button I'm just going to put right here login, and going to call a function here on the on click. And the on click, choose a fat arrow and just simply like this dot function name is, let's say, submit, and I'm just going to make a function here submit, and just console here console.log this dot state. Now let's check the value of the state. So first of all I'm going to check it on the blank. Then you can see that the email and password is a blank here. So now let's put something here like bruce@test.com, and password is abc@123. Let's check. Then you can see that we got the password and email inside the state. So now state is changed. Okay, so that thing is fine. So now I'm going to write an API to submit the data inside the laravel form. Okay, for that I'm just fetching uses the fetching API. I'll told that what is the fetch API in the last video, and if you are directly jumped here, I'm going to recommend you to watch the previous two video also. So first for the installation, and second one for the how we can call the simple API and the basics about the API also. So here we put the URL, and after the URL as in second parameter we use things like the method. So method should be post, and now we use the body, and body should be like JSON dot stringify, because when we send the data the JSON will be stringify. So here we can directly put here this dot state. Okay, so after the body we have to pass the header also. So just type here header. Don't worry about this code, I'm putting this code on my GitHub, and the link is also given in the description, so don't worry about that how to catch the code from the screen. So in the headers we need to make the object, and here we can put the what kind of data we are going to accept. So just I'm going to putting here accept, and inside the accept I'm just telling you the application and slash JSON, because we are accepting the JSON format data, and same for the content type. That means the what kind of data will API send. So just write here CON content type. Okay, so let me check, is everything fine? Yes. Okay, so after that everything is ready. So now we need to fetch the data from the we just put the data, and now we have to fetch the data also, because they are to submit the data. Now we have to check that the what is the response after submitting data, is it fine or failed or what. So for that we have to use the then, and then is also described in the previous video, because this is a kind of promise, so we have to handle it with the promise. And here we can write like response dot JSON to put in the JSON format, and then function, and here you can console the resp, and take this inside the parameter also. Okay, now I think the code is ready from the front end. Now we have to catch the backend also. So I'm just going to open the backend here. Backend means the Laravel. So just open this code here, and I'm also going to run the Laravel also. So just putting down here like PHP artisan serve. Let's check, is it running? Yes, this is running. Okay, so don't worry about that how we got to this code, I'll tell you it later. So now just how we can make the API. So structure is also understand in the previous video, so I'm directly jump on the routing file first of all. So this is my api.php, my previous routing file. So I'm going to make first of all a controller. Okay, so for the controller what I have to write, it's a simply in the same folder, there you are inside the Laravel, just write here PHP artisan make controller. and the controller name is like auth, and just hit the enter. Okay, so just I think I just make something wrong. PHP artisan make controller and controller name like uh, auth API. We can put that name. Then you can see that the uh, controller is created here. Where let's refresh it, and you can see that inside the HTTP controller, and we got the auth API. Fine. So here I'm going to write a function, which is the function login and we will write some code here. Okay, so for that we need a request. Request means the data that is coming from the API. So here I can just simply return the same. For now we will check that if else condition is the password is checked or not. In this video I am not going to interact with that database. If I check in the database, then video will be long. In the next video I will check in the database. So a return, and in the return I'm just going to check like request and input. Input return the data which is coming in the API. Okay, so function is also ready, and the controller is also ready. Now just go to the API, and here I'm just going to write here route post. Why post? Because the data inside the coming in the post application, and the route like login, and that's the second parameter, controller name which is the auth API @index, and just save it. Okay, so it should be work fine. So now controller is created, API is created, router is created, everything is fine. So now let's hit what is the URL of this one. For that I'm going to tell you that first of all we have to check that this is the root, and now we have to put the API. Why API? Because it's inside the api.php and the login. So this is the proper API. So why it's not working here? Because we cannot hit directly post API inside the in the address bar. We have to call it from the inside the API which is made in the React. So just come back here and put this URL here. Now it should work, and now let's check. Okay, so put something like abc@test.com. This is my email address and password 123, and let's hit. Then you can see that it's telling that the access fetch is problem and course issue, and I will tell you in the last video also that I'm going to make a separate video for now. And the trick is you have to install the course Chrome extension. You can simply find like this course Chrome extension. Okay, I already installed this, that's why it's showing me that it will remove from here. In your PC it will be show that installed from Chrome. Okay, installed in Chrome. So now just leave it and on it. For the on it will be greened here, and now let's try to hit the API. Now you can see that it's an internal server error due to some reasons. Okay, so let's check what is the issue here. Going inside the laravel. So okay, so I just miss here. I have to put the function name login, but I missed that. I just put here index. So just put the login and just try to refresh it once again, and let's see now. Let's say my email address is bruce@ gmail.com, and the password is abc@123, and it should be written the same. You can check that API is coming from here, and you can also check the result here. So first of all, I'm going to check in the network. When I hit this, and it will, you can see that it returned the both things here. Okay, and in the console also same thing is coming here. Fine. So now let's make a condition. So if I'm making a condition here, if request and inside the parameter email equal to proofs @test.com. I'm going to just check it for a purpose to show you that how we can put the conditions. Otherwise, in the next video, we will get this data in from the database. So just simply check it here, and you can just return something from here. You can also check the password. So for that, let's make a condition, and okay, so here I'm just checking the password, and the password should be very simple, like 1 2 3. Okay, so if it will coming here, then what we will going to return, then we going to return as an array like status, and status should be success and the message. Logged in, login successfully. Nice. Else if they are not going to match here, then what we have to put, then we will simply return like failed, login failed, try after some time. Okay, we are using the array here, and Laravel automatically convert this array to the JSON format. So now let's come here, refresh it for a while, and let's check here. First of all, with the correct credentials, proofs@test.com, and password should be 123, and let's check. You can see that the login successfully message is coming here, and this is the state. Okay, and same thing is coming inside the here also. So now I'm going to put the wrong things, like password is just make it like Anil, and password is also wrong. Then you can see that status failed, login failed, try after some time, and same thing is coming in the API also. So this is about the basic things of the post API, how we can submit the form and how we can get the result from the API, post API and all. In the next video, I will show you then how I can log in and go to in the next screen. In the database level, I will resolve this course problem first of all, and then we will in the next video we will go for the database and all. So thanks guys, thanks for watching this video.